Let's talk about some more trade news, contract news, off-season news. Let's get into it. So this is going to be about a few players that we've sort of been hearing about, we've sort of been talking about, especially over on my Instagram and Facebook page. So make sure you're following those for up-to-date news, like literally pretty much 24/7, unless I'm sleeping, but 24/7 nonetheless. So we're going to talk about those players, but before we do, hit the subscribe button. It means the world. Hitting 10K really soon. Hoping to get it before the end of the season. My hoodies are still available, and it is cold outside. I'm not wearing one right now because I'm under a heater and I am boiling. But it's cold outside. There's 27 left. Doing a run of sending out 10 parcels tomorrow. Just incredible the support I've gotten. And if you've seen on my Instagram, people posting them, wearing them and stuff, and just makes my heart fill with so much joy. So I love every single one of you. But let's get into this video now. So the first person we're going to be talking about is Bobby Hill. Now, Bobby Hill is open to a contract extension, which is absolutely incredible. He deserves the world. He deserves all the money in the world. At the moment, he's got 2 years left on his contract. The Herald Sun was saying it's about 450 to 500K, which is not below standard, but below his standard because he has just overperformed that, right? Norm Smith could win Mark of the Year. Just an absolutely incredible player since we picked him up. We got him for pretty cheap, so thank you, GWS, for that. And we didn't know he was going to blow up like this. We knew he was going to be a good player. Didn't know he was going to blow up like this, so he signs that contract on, whatever it is, 500,000. Now they're looking at extending that and giving him a little bit more money. I think he could command anywhere around that $700,000, $750,000 mark. I think he's worth it. He's very young still. Add another 2 more years to that and give him about 700,000, maybe 650, 750, in between that sort of price bracket. Needs a little bit more consistency, but that's okay. He's young. He knows. We know that he can play and he can perform. Just that little bit more consistency, a little bit more selfishness. I love Bobby to the moon and back. Sometimes he's a little bit unselfish. Well, most of the time, because remember that game against Port Adelaide, he set up like 4 or 5 goals or whatever it was. Just needs to be a little bit more selfish at times and kick the goal himself. But I love that he's trying to set up teammates. But other than that, give the man what he wants. Let him stay at Collingwood, because we know that there was that weird trade rumor months and months ago about Bobby Hill wanting to go back to or go to Western Australia, which just isn't going to happen. He loves Melbourne. He's got a family here, and he will stay at the Pies. The next person we're going to be talking about is Mark Keane. So Collingwood were really interested in Mark Keane. I did a video a couple of weeks ago about ranking our trade sort of rumors and where they sit. And I said Mark Keane will be one of the guys that I want to get back to the club. So we know he was at Collingwood beforehand. There's a bit of a knock on Mark Keane from reading the comments and stuff that I've been seeing on Instagram and on Facebook, that we don't really need him. But I think he's exactly what we need as that defender. Like, he's different to a Dean. He's different to a Billy Frampton. People say, "Oh, Armadi kicked 9 on him." Like, okay, man. Like, and Curnow kicked 5 on Darcy Moore last year, and we went on to win a premiership. You know what I mean? So this comes in bits and pieces, right? But I think Mark Keane would have been a really nice addition to be side by side with Darcy Moore. It looks like the Crows have offered him a longer contract, a little bit more money to keep him in Adelaide. He's got another year to run on that contract anyway, so we would have had to do a decentish trade for that. He's becoming Adelaide's, nearing their number 1 defender, really. So it looks like we're going to be contracted and moneyed out of any sort of Mark Keane deal, which is disappointing because at the moment, the Pies, beggars can't be choosers. There's not a lot on the market with defenders. Nick Hayes is going to GWS. There's Tomlinson. You could probably get him really cheap, maybe. But he's the 31-year-old. Do you want another older guy? Is he going to get games? Are you just stopping, put heaps of games into Charlie Dean? Maybe that's who it is. Like, I know Charlie Dean, in the first 2 rounds this season, he really got smashed. But Charlie Dean is a 3rd, 4th defender where he's coming in, spoiling the ball, and stuff like that. To me, Charlie Dean is a Jeremy Howe architect, Jeremy Howe replacement. We need a big lockdown defender. I don't think, look, not that Mark Keane is a big lockdown defender, but we need a lockdown defender. I don't think Billy Frampton can do that too much. Obviously, Darcy Moore can't do that. So Mark Keane just would have helped a little bit. Is Tomlinson the guy? Let me know down below. Who else would you take? It's very, very, very thin in the market at the moment. So these next two guys I'm going to be talking about are both Essendon guys. Now, I probably could have made a separate video just for these guys. Jake Stringer and Laverde. Now, Jaden Laverde, what is he? 28 years old, 191 centimeters. So he'd be he played 21 games for the Bombers. They're not looking like extending his contract. Apparently, St Kilda, Carlton, and Geelong are all into him. Could we get him for really cheap, just as a makeshift player for now in that backline to help Darcy Moore out? Would he be a good player that we picked up? I can't say I've looked too much into Laverde. Seen him play a couple of times. He's okay. What's he played? 130 something games or something like that. He's okay. He probably isn't, you're not going to build a backline around him, but could he be that guy that just kind of helps us out a little bit down back? If we can get him for really cheap, maybe. But my biggest one to look at is Jake Stringer. Now, Jake Stringer, the noise is getting a little bit louder. So apparently Essendon aren't going to offer him a contract, or they're offering him 1 year extension or something like that. Apparently he wants to. He's 31 or 32 years old. But the thing with Jake Stringer, we know that he has some knocks in him, right? We know what he's done in the past. He's one of those players that you sort of, I don't know if you would even love to hate him, but he does get under everyone's sort of skin. He always plays well when he's playing against us, that's for sure. But this year he kicked 42 goals in a side where he was, with a side, with Essendon playing well, played 23 games, 42 goals, which was his best return. Yeah, that was his best return in Essendon colours, and his second best for his career. His first best was in 2015, kicked 56 goals. 2016, kicked 42 when they won the premiership, and then again 42 this year. So I know he's 30, or will be 31. And everyone in the comments on Instagram doesn't want him. Doesn't want him at all. And I'm leaning to, I don't want him either. But, could we see a forward line that has McStay, Myercheck, Bobby Hill, Lockie Schultz, Jake Stringer, and Jordan De Goey pinching up forward a little bit? I know Jordan De Goey will be playing more in the middle, but then a Jamie Elliott there, or I don't even know if Joe Richards is staying, but let's just say a Jamie Elliott. And I know most of those guys are going to be old as hell, but could Jake Stringer be a money ball signing? We give him 2 years and we just tell him to shape up. Like, we know that he's been out of shape this year and whatnot, hey, knocks on him. But to kick 42 goals in that Essendon team with the knocks that he's had this season, could Craig McRae, just tell him to pull his socks up? We'll give you 2 years and an option of a third if you can. Could we, could he help us? Could he help us go that extra mile next season and another premiership, but top 4? It's a dangerous forward line to think about. If he can kick 40 goals in our forward line with Bobby, with Lockie Schultz, who is just going to go to another level next season, going to improve now that he's fits in well with the Pies. He had a good end to his season. I'm in two minds. I'm in really, really two minds, because I want what's best for the team, and I can understand why people don't want Stringer, but he might help us. He might be that guy. If we can get 40 goals out of him, I'd even take 35 goals out of Stringer next season. Could he be that guy? I'm still in the 50-50 camp. Let me know your thoughts down below. But look, guys, just been my quick off-season chat with updates that we've gotten today. I've got actually a nice video coming out tomorrow. It's something I've been working on for a while. Not video-wise, just what I'm going to show you tomorrow. Something I've been working on for a while. It'll be a series, mainly to keep me accountable. So that'll be fun. But again, get those hoodies. I'm sending out a bunch tomorrow. But until then, like, comment, subscribe. Tay family, tay friends, tay pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later. Go!